special board meeting today, June 2nd, 2022. Valerie, would you please, I guess we always
I'm
Laura,
here.
would you please call the roll?
Mr. DeGroat?
Here.
Mrs. Iser? Here. Mrs. Smith? Here. Mr. Skidmore?
Here.
And Mr. Rudd?
Here. Roman numeral 2, we have another number of personnel matters. I want to ask Laura,
Yep.
do we want to just do these all on one up or down vote, or do we have to go line item?
No, you can do one consent agenda item on number 2 for personnel.
All
if
right.
you'd like.
So the consent agenda for accepting certified resignations, accepting classified resignation due to retirement, approving assistant to the treasurer contract, certified contracts, classified contract, amend certified contracts effective 22-23 school year, summer school teachers for August 1st, August 18, 2022, paid out of the ESSER funds, summer school aides for August 1st to the 18th, 2022, paid out of the ESSER funds, continued extended work days for the 2022-2023 school year, and the committee to evaluate assessments that meet the criteria to generate high-quality student data for up to 3 days at $35 an hour or $100 per day. Would someone like to make a motion that we approve these consent agenda items?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
By way of discussion, Ben, I had asked earlier just about the extended work days.
And that's the same as it was in this patch.
So these are the same as last year?
Correct.
Okay.
These are the exact same. We are not asking for more or less, just the exact same.
Any further discussion or questions? Would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Iser?
Yes.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mr. DeGroat?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Mr. Rudd?
Yes. New business, Roman numeral 3A, recommend the board approve a service agreement for 2022-23 school year between Montgomery County Educational Service Center and Valley View Local School District. The board has had copies of that proposed agreement. I believe it's $1,089,000 some odd cents. Would someone like to make a motion that we accept that service, approve that service agreement?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Any questions, comments, Ben? You can share.
This is we work with the EOC on a number of things that very bluntly are just not fiscally prudent for us to do on our own a number of times. For example, one of the things we have done previously in order to try to save a little bit of money was we went for a period of time to try to hire our own SLPs, speech language pathologists. And we've already had one resign, so we're going to have to work with the two now. It's difficult to maintain staffing on some of these positions. Mr. Phillips can answer some questions as well. When we talk about OT, PT, it doesn't require what's called a full FTE, a full person to do that. So we can work with the county and they can provide services that we are legally required to provide. But at the same time, we don't have to pay the full freight of that ourselves. So we work with the ESC on a number of those things, including placing students every once in a while. We have a few students that attending Valley View is not in their best interest per their IEP and for their disabilities, and the ESC helps us with that as well. And conveniently enough, Mrs. Cox, County Superintendent, is here, and if anybody had questions about that I can't think of anybody better to answer those questions than Mrs. Cox. So.
And I'm happy to do so.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Laura, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Iser?
Yes.
Mr. DeGroat?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes. Roman numeral 4, moving to go into executive session to discuss employment and compensation of personnel. Would someone like to make a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? No, wait, I don't get to say that. Laura, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Iser?
Yes.
Mr. DeGroat?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mr. Rudd?
Yes.
And for Mrs. Lucas taking video, will there be any action afterwards?
I don't know that there will be any action other than the fact that I guess potentially we might come out to decide which course of action, who to
We could do that all in executive session.
can do that in executive session. Then there won't be.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.